Let's look at a more immediate application of Patanjali's ladder, because it has to be applied to our immediate situation. Our immediate situation is the arena of spiritual practice. Spiritual practice isn't just about making a little slot for yourself and making a nice space for yourself and getting on with it. You can do that kind of thing, that's fine, but that's not what we're interested in here. Every moment is the opportunity for spiritual practice, for enlightenment practice, for yoga. So if you haven't looked at the previous two videos, then I urge you to do so. They're to do with Sutras 5 through 11, which I refer to as Patanjali's ladder. It's a way for awareness to free itself from the vritti of cognition. Cognition is what keeps our thoughts and feelings bubbling along and what sucks awareness into them. So let's apply it to our immediate situation. Right now you're listening to this video. This is a cognitive fact. Now, the experience might be dissonant or harmonious. The usual terms here are afflicted or non-afflicted. Perhaps you're being afflicted by this video, or perhaps you're not. But I think the terms harmony and dissonance might be useful here. It might be you've switched off already. Well, it won't be because you're hearing this, but some people might just switch off already. They might have switched off already. So it wasn't a sufficient cognition for them to engage with on an emotional level. But let's just say you're still watching this. Let's assume you're watching this, which you obviously are if you're hearing this. What's the tone? Is it a painful one or not? Is it dissonant or not? So bear that in mind, because that's the important factor here. In fact, that's what it's all about. This is what awareness is being sucked into. So I said the cognitive fact is you're watching a video, you're listening to a video, and this video is about Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. This is a valid cognition. We accept that Patanjali's Yoga Sutras is something real. And we probably accept what the scholars say, that Patanjali lived a certain time and wrote these sutras down. And you'll assume that I'm a real person, perhaps talking through the medium of your computer in a recorded format. These all contribute to this being what we call a cognition, a valid cognition. But you've got this tone. Maybe you're a bit wary about what I'm saying here, because it might not fit in with your understanding. Or perhaps you might find what I'm saying very refreshing and inspiring even. I'm throwing new light on something and you're excited. So both of these are possible tones, possible responses, possible cognitive responses. And this is the beginning of the misapprehension, because it doesn't actually matter which one of these you go with. It matters not at all, because what's important is I'm not conveying any conceptual content here. What we're concerned with is why you're not in samadhi right now. If you are in samadhi right now, then that's great. You can just let it all wash over you. But let's say you're not in samadhi, then you're getting caught up in your value judgment with respect to this video and what I'm saying. Now you might not know much about Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, and you're thinking, is this guy, Guru Gillis, is he on the ball? He seems alright. Okay, maybe I'll listen to more of his videos. I might even subscribe. I might even click the like button for this video. Hell, maybe I'll send them lots of money to continue the good work. And this is how it develops in our imagination. We start building up this whole internal structure with the cognitive fact being no more than a catalyst. Or you might think, hang on, I'm a yogi, I've been practicing a lot, I've done a lot of reading, I've done a lot of meditation. I know my Patanjali, and this guy is very, very suspect. Again, you're getting caught up in your internal response here, your internal value judgment. The value judgment is the viparya, the misapprehension, because we're no longer apprehending the cognitive fact, we're apprehending our response to it, our value judgment in relation to it. And this will all get bolstered up by our own ideas, either about your imagined ideas about me, or your own ideas about yoga and Patanjali and spiritual practice and whatever. This is the vikalpa, this is the concepts and the abstractions. They've got no substance, they're just ideas and notions that you've got. They have absolutely no substantial reality. But this is the process that you're getting sucked into, unless you're coming back to samadhi. You're getting caught up in your vrittis, your thoughts and feelings, for which the cognitive fact of this video and the subject matter is the catalyst. And you're essentially becoming like a sleepwalker. The process is automatic, the sucking in is automatic. You're now in your world. You might have one response to this video and to what's being said, and somebody a completely different response. It's like two dreamers. There's no connection between the two, even though they're both watching the same video. This is the sleep. This is the sleep state, nidra. And it's all fueled by that original tone that the cognition catalyzed at the beginning. Is it painful? Is it a harmonious one or a dissonant one? A painful one or not? And are you feeling afflicted by this or not? This is smrti, this is memory, the subject of Sutra number 11. This is Patanjali's ladder. We can apply this at any moment. If we are not in samadhi, we can apply this. Look at the cognition, our response to it, our concepts about it, and how it's only us, nothing to do with the cognition itself, and how it's based on this tone, this memory tone. It's what I call our existential tone. It's our feeling. It's the tone of our existence. It's our attitude to being alive, to being ourselves, our attitude to the world. This is what we keep coming back to. This is what we keep remembering. This is what sucks us in. This is the vritti, the vortex that sucks us in, and which we use to colour our cognitions. But if we can step down Patanjali's ladder from the top story where the cognition is, and see how it's based on this feeling tone here, this memory, well, as we come down the ladder, looking at each of these stories, then we're actually distancing ourselves from it. We're developing dispassion. And this leads us to Sutra 12. By such practice, dispassion in relation to memory is achieved. This is what we want. We want to free ourselves from this existential tone which sucks us into it. And we let go of the cognition and our value judgment. We let go of all that. This frees awareness. And awareness has the possibility of once again resting in its own true nature.